Okay, and welcome back. The last trial, I guess the last episode, we learned a lot. We learned that there's a lot of contradictions. Anyway, let's figure out what is up in this next one. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Um, Mr. White, uh, what are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today's, we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently, she got off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with the piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Aloha, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall. Although, I expand this. Come to take a look and see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. You've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That's hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen those last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about the other people? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall. The whole muffler thing didn't even have anything to do with this scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now, don't that just be all? Huh? I've seen the red berets blow at her shoulder slender neck many times. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. Oh, the red scarf around her. Oh, what? At the award ceremony the afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken in the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Oh. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, ponder, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. White? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine rib. What the heck? February 23rd, District Court, courtroom number 9. I like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. The furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, Your eyes are unfocused. Okay. This can't be happening. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time to continue on this trial. This is a long trial. During the recess, I had to request that This is unacceptable. I wasn't able to finish reading that because I'm a slow reader. Huh. It seems like our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me? Knock knock. Who's there? Who in the world is this? What's with this guy? Strange, snuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, did the temperature rise 5.7 degrees when he came in? Who on earth is he? It's you. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ha ha ho. Sorry I'm late, Edgy. The rows were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Edgy. How have you been? Swim much these days? Hello, hello. No, I have been busy. Busy, smizzy. Yuji, my boy, you have to make some time to relax. Yes, indeed. Yuji seems like he has nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you were Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about your little worthy giving all your trouble. Wow. You know, we should all go swimming together sometime, Jolie. Little worthy. Mr. White. I don't know the district chief of police. You don't know the district chief of police? Oh, chief of police. He's a top-ranking police officer in the entire district. That's who he is. And they constantly do this. There we go. Name's Gant. Demon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought he'll help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. Scarf, just say scarf. So Star isn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing a muffler, a scarf. But to think of that was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, no less. The heck? Oh, you took out the tail light. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call the switchblade knife. Oh. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could you miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear your excuses. I'm trying to tell to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake that signature here is Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. on the day of the crime, I hear you in the head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel, but you're the person in charge. I'll accept a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be upset. I'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Good. The courtroom accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defendant one favor first. Yes? Just be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife first. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I will like all of you to have to do as well. I think all you have to do is push that switch and if I cut my finger, Mr. White, I wouldn't be able to pound to my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Okay, I'm not doing this. I know how to get to the switchblade knife. Not that hard. Look at this. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say LS9792. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 and DL6 incident frame. But it's strange. Huh, what is it? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Is this knife planted? Letters like this, or letters that look like a lot like this somehow or how. Whoa! Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at the knife blade. The tip is broken off, and the dark red stained blood. Switchblade added to the courtroom record. Found at the crime scene, wrapped with the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sir, not a problem, not even a little one. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to provide the connection between this knife and Goodman. And that was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, huh? It's not only linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Yuji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Exactly. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all aflushed, as you might as well assume. We are in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation well, Mr. White. 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, significantly speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examinate the witness. Very well. However, deeper questions focused on the case at hand. I'm going to have to do a lot. The knife is special, but I can't say how. Unless the evidence is connected. Unless there's evidence to prove the connection between the knife and Goodman. Let me look at my evidence. 620. Oh, hold on. No, it's LS92. Let's see what this does. It's almost good to know. Wait a second. At least, Your Honor, the goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Goodman, Detective Goodman. What do you mean? And honest to goodness, what do you mean from UG? It's great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads LS92. And this is important. Why? However, here we also have a memo that was on the bottom of the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minutes. 6 minus 7s. 12/2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside down? That's right! Oh, shit. The print name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and you'll get 221 SL9. Oh yeah. Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife tag. Order. Well, Chief. That was a guess. I am not going to lie. I just pulled that out of my posterior. Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? The knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department room. I'm going to press on that. So, the knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection here. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. What a mess. I am going to press on that one too, because the ... sounds a little weird to me. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising it isn't, Yuji. I'm at a loss for words. And the prosecutor, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect just arrested. In fact, just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto? Suppose I can help if I could. Help me by giving my data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. If I tell you one thing and one thing only, I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. What should I ask? Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. We already know that one. It was 5:15. I don't want to know that. I'm going to choose where the victim was found. Where the victim was found. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room. But wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. White. Happy. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With this link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gent to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk about it much. Press on that one, because it kind of has a connection. Chief, the defendant's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Huh? You don't say. Well, out with it, righto. What is the connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. White. The connection is the place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in the very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections to be a coincidence. And he's just standing there again. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you decided right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? Okay. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Okay. I'll press on that one too. If you're going to tell us little, why not tell us everything? Huh, well, because information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I want out of him. Let's see. Detective's division? No. Detective's ID number? That sounds promising. The detective's gender? I'm going to have to do with the detective's ID number. Because if I can get the detective's ID number, I can get the detective's name. I will do the victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you're able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We'll keep a tight lid on the ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584-2189. 584-2189. 584-2189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember this. It drives me nuts. 82. Can't do it. You can't get the first number right. Mr. White, does this tell you anything? ID number of the victim at the police department is 584218. 584289. Well, it tells me something. I'm going to say it tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning, it has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say that the ID number is the detective who was murdered at the police department. Tells you something. What does it tell you? Let's 584-2189. Oh my god. It was Goodsman. Oh my god. Witness? What is that, Mr. White? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with it. Both guns blazing, like you always do. Police department. The police department. Prosecutor's office. 2 places. 2 detectives. Murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have the police ID number. Right here. Oh, huh. Is that yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Gumshoe Goodman's ID number is 58219 5842189. And this means what exactly? What? That ID you heard from the chief earlier. It started with 82. I forgot. You didn't even get the first right again. The numbers the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, White. What does this... That's what I mean to know. Want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Sharp as a tack. Righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what are you saying? Is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? Order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, just wait a second. Where were they? No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the gravel air, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer, Mickey's, who brought you the news. Oh, yeah? Officer Mickey's? Oh, Mr. White. Where have you heard that name for? Wait. When we was in the office. He has a bandage on his hand! Excuse me, but it's Mr. Edgeworth. Anywhere in the premises? I'm here the request of the chief, so I got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Miss Meeseeks, you did not accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me, he said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth. The victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Are you calling him mentally challenged? What? In any case, this is a serious error, a gross neglect of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I hate these long pauses. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Now was the second rule. Now what is the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. White? Huh? Well, it's Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Now it is. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before trial. This report wasn't on the list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until the connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over there. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just nothing doing my job. No. No! Seems we have come to an end of this trial. I know we're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of this. What happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'll better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day, as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. This court is adjourned. That was a very short one. I'm going to keep it there because not every day you get a short one on nowadays stuff. That one, I have to say, threw me through a loop. I did not see that coming. Basically, in that one, oh god, yeah. Based on that one, all we had to do is just prove that there's a connection between the knife that was found or stolen from the evidence room. Goodman was also killed in the evidence room, but also another body was found in the trunk. So how in the world can we make that what in the world? I don't think she has the possibility of carrying a dead body from the detective or from the police department over down to the basement of the prosecutor's parking lot, there has to be other people involved. But I guess we'll have to figure that out in the next episode. For day 2, investigation. And I guess we'll be going back to the underground parking lot to do some more investigating. Either way, we'll figure things out. And that makes an end. Very short, 41 minutes. I love it. I love those short ones. You guys have a good night. And see you later.